I'm working on one of my tote bags. This is going to be one of the sides. Uh, I freehand drew this image on here and then quilted over it. Um, and now I'm doing the little circles that'll fill the rest of it in. I did another panel, and this is the other side of the bag. I don't know if you can let me get it straightened out here. That's the other side with my initials on it. So it's going to be a bag that holds my computer. Um, the ugly striped fabric you saw there is the backing, but it won't show because the bag will be lined. And I'll use something nice for the lining fabric. I was just trying to use up this ugly green fabric. And this was a good place because it won't show. I have in here on the machine, this is an old Singer darning foot. Comes in a darning and embroidery attachment, and it was designed for, I don't know if that shows, for 66, 99, and 201 class machines. It also comes with a darning plate that would cover the feed dogs, but I find that I don't need it. So, I'm just making a whole bunch of little circles. And that's really all there is to it. Now, it takes a little practice to get your rhythm going. And when you're doing them as tiny as I am, it's pretty important to have really good light so you can see what you're doing. The one problem with this old Singer darning foot, it becomes a little hard to see because the opening in it is so small. The advantage to having the opening so small, though, is that it really makes better stitches. The other foot that I was using in some of these, this style, this works, but this opening is so big that, I don't know if it makes any sense, but the fabric right where the needle goes is not held down as tightly when the hole is so big. When the hole is smaller, there's less room for that fabric to not be pushed as tight up against the throat plate, which makes better stitches. So that bigger foot, I find, at least on this old 66 machine, I find that the bigger foot makes for more skipped stitches. This foot with the very small opening and much tighter pressure against the throat plate is keeping me from having a whole bunch of skipped stitches. This is 40 weight cotton Coats & Clark machine quilting thread that I'm using, and the batting is I can't remember the brand or the name of it. It's the Warm Company, Soft and Bright, maybe, I think. It's a polyester, but I like, for these bags, I like something that's really dense, and this fits the bill. It's not like a fluffy polyester. It's real dense. It almost feels like felt, and the reason I like it is because it gives me a stiffer finished product, and because this is going to be a computer carry bag, I want the quilted area to be pretty stiff. So that's why I'm doing all this quilting so dense. It stiffens it up and makes it have more body, and it's actually, once it's done, it feels like leather. This fabric actually is upholstery fabric, and it is, it's kind of got a suede look to it. It's quite heavy duty. What you want to avoid if you're going to use upholstery fabric is any of that fake leather, where it's essentially a vinyl layer glued on top of a fabric layer. That type of fabric, if you put too many, all these stitch holes into the fabric, act like perforations, and it'll all start to split apart. This fabric is, it's got this woven backing, but it's the top is also woven, so it's two layers adhered together, but both layers are a woven type fabric. I can't get it apart to show you, but they're both real fabric, not a vinyl. If you were going to use vinyl type fabric, the other thing, aside from worrying about it splitting apart, you really should use a leather needle on that, because again, it isn't woven, so it needs the leather needle, which has a blunt point to it. So anyway, you don't need to watch me make a million circles, but I just wanted to show you what I'm up to, and in a little bit later, after I get it all put together, I'll show you the finished bag. I think I'm going to do a couple of pockets on the inside. It'll be kind of a messenger bag style, long shoulder strap, and I might put handles on it too in case I want to carry it that way, more like a briefcase. So we'll see. But anyway, almost done with the quilting. The around the edge part takes a long time, but there's not really a lot of technical skill involved. It's just endurance more than anything else. Also wanted to point out that this is my Singer 66 Treadle machine, and the noise you're hearing is the treadle wheel rolling back and around, and just the machine itself. One of the things that the machine noise does for me, aside from it being rather soothing, when it makes a weird noise, I know there's something wrong. I can hear, you get used to hearing the rhythm of the machine the way it's supposed to sound, without the motor in the way, or in the, making the noise. It's all coming out of the machine, and I can tell when I can hear it almost when it needs to be cleaned or it needs oil. One of the reasons I like to use a treadle. I feel more in tune to the machine. Anyway, happy quilting.